So in my classic New York way, I'm going to speak a little bit quickly at first. Would you like some coffee? So again, I'm Carrie Samuels. I am your intuitive counselor and happiness coach. And you know, the reason I call myself a happiness coach is because I help people align with their soul's intentions and align with their soul's purpose and share their soul's purpose. And that is what makes you happy. So that is very relative to what we are talking about today, which is about creating soulful intentions from your heart rather than your ego. So everything in the universe is a little bit paradoxical, because if you're meant to learn something, or if you have a gift in something, that's often what you'll find the most challenges in. So when you have a gift to share, you'll often find that you have a lot of opposition, because you have to find that strength from within. You have to find something within you that wants so badly to share it that it has to happen, right? And you get strengthened, you get tempered through opposition. That's the way the universe works. So when you have a gift, when you have a purpose, in the beginning, the universe might make it where those are your challenges. For instance, like let's say um, in your youth, you struggled with addiction and then you overcame it. And then you want to become an addiction counselor and help other people through that. For me, I struggled a lot with my self-esteem and I hid, right? The last thing I wanted to do was be seen. But then I also have a purpose to reach thousands, if not hopefully millions of people around the world. And so I had to find within me the strength, the confidence, the joy. Believe me, I was not born a happiness coach. I struggled with a lot of depression when I was younger because of my low self-esteem. And because it was such a triumph for me to get through these things, because I struggled with poverty vows and all this, these fears about being seen, about being actually being my own brand. Even like it feels very awkward to put yourself out there as yourself. You know, it's easy to hide behind something. And you know, it's funny because when I was looking to create my website, I tried all these names that had nothing to do with my name because I didn't want my name there. And Jess will tell you, I was like, no, I don't want my picture on the back. All these things are very important. You are the channel for your gifts, and people need to know that they trust you. People need to know that you're the vessel to deliver these gifts that they connect with. So I had to go on this journey to feel comfortable being seen, to feel comfortable putting myself out there, to feel comfortable being confident in my gifts. And because of that, I want to help you. And I know how challenging that is for sensitives. I know how challenging that is for empaths. You know, here's the paradox. If you're a sensitive person, if you're an empath in any way, or if you're an HSP and a highly sensitive person, that stands for in any way, you're designed to connect with people emotionally. And yet, any kind of fear of criticism or fear of rejection or perfectionism, because you want everything to be like amazing before you put it out there. And of course, you will be more amazing than you think you are, okay? Like, just because you're amazing, right? But there's this drive to connect, and there's this drive to uplift and inspire people with your gifts, and you know this inside of you. And yet that part of you that is so sensitive, that part of you that does you know, is finely tuned to, those are like your little feelers, right? Of what people are thinking and feeling, which makes it your greatest gift. It makes you feel a little subconscious sometimes, perhaps, right? Most likely. And there's that sense of wanting to hide. And there's also that sense of, you know, especially now, the world can feel a little bit crazy and a little bit cruel sometimes. And it's especially with social media now. And so like you can see that and be like, well, I just don't want to have any part of it. I'm just going to do my thing in my own little way and not be a part of it. And that doesn't make any sense in some ways, because you're meant to connect with people emotionally. So what happens is, instead of radiating your light, you're shrinking and trying to do everything yourself. You were born to connect with people. You were born to emotionally be sensitive and also nurturing in some ways and be nurtured. So you were born to have this emotional connection. And yet when you hide, you're depriving yourself of that emotional connection. And you're also depriving people of your gifts. So if you're in a place right now where you are feeling like you're giving too much, you're not making enough money, you work so hard and you're not appreciated enough, part of that might be because you're either afraid to share your gifts in some ways, and the universe is reflecting back at you that you're walking up the wrong hill, perhaps, or that you need to learn to be okay with receiving gifts, financial rewards, praise, appreciation, all those things for who you are and for what you have to share. And this is the thing, you need to surround yourself with people who accept you for who you are. Because when you do that, you have so much opportunity to take some chances, to experiment, to take risks, and also to feel love. Love, nurture, support, right? I mean, oh, it feels so good, right? So that's what we're here for. So what we're going to do now is create soulful intentions rather than ego-based intentions. And I want to first clarify for you what that even means and what we're talking about what is a soulful intention versus an ego-based intention. So I want to get back a little bit to the time before you're born. So I want to talk about your pre-birth agreements and what happens. So a lot of you don't know this about me, but I'm a professional psychic and intuitive, and I did intuitive one-on-one readings for many years. 2 decades. My calling is to teach people. And I'll talk about that more in a bit. And yet I have these psychic gifts as well. And so I was teaching people in my psychic one-on-one readings. And yet I wanted to reach more people, right? Which is why I'm doing these live streams now. When I was doing one-on-one readings, my specialty was pre-birth planning. I would connect with the guides that would give me an idea about your karma, what happened before you were born, why you have certain life lessons, why you've had your challenges, and why they are gifts, right? So before you were born, you and your amazing wise council of spirit guides plan your life. You plan what you're going to share with the world, the gifts that you've accumulated over many lifetimes that you want to share with the world in this incarnation. So you have to remember that. If you're like, oh, I'm not experienced enough yet, I don't have enough, whatever, you've accumulated these gifts over lifetimes. You know a lot more than you think. You're way more ready than you think you are. So you also, there's a lot more to your life purpose that has to do with karma and relationships. Right now, we're going to focus on gifts, right? And the talents that you have, because that's the focus that we're doing now. So you have these unique talents. They're unique to you. Yeah, you know, maybe you're a writer, or maybe you are a musician, or whatever you are. Of course, there have been those things before in the past, but it's how you bring that into the world. Your unique flavor, your unique version of how you deliver these messages is very unique to you. Your personality, right? So the way the law of attraction works is that when you are in alignment with what you were born to do, meaning when you are making decisions that help you express what you were born to share with the world, the universe creates all kinds of opportunities for you. It doesn't mean it's never scary or hard, right? I mean, because of life. But, you know, and sometimes if you're scared, that means that you're in the right track. Obviously, you know, if you weren't scared, you would have been doing things before. But we're meant to express things that haven't been done before, even in our previous lifetimes. You're expressing these things in a very unique way now. So the way the law of attraction works is that when you are in alignment with your unique purpose, your unique gifts, then that's when things open up for you. That's when you find opportunities. That's when you have prosperity. That's when you have happiness. That's when you feel joy. And when you are not in alignment, meaning when you are making choices that take you further away from your gifts and your purpose and your talents and what you're supposed to express, that's when the universe will show you. It's kind of like, you know, that game Marco Polo that you used to play in the like you're warmer, you're hotter, you're colder. It's like the universe is like a, you know, sort of like a game that way. It's always showing you when you're on track. Now, if you're exhausted right now, if you're in that place where you've just been giving too much and not receiving enough, or you can't get an opportunity, that's simply the universe's way of showing you that you need to receive more, that you need to make some choices where you're doing that, or you need to make some choices where you're actually doing things for your soul's purpose and making that a priority rather than making choices that you think are better for you. And oftentimes what you think is the secure choice is the one that's less secure because it's taking you away from your unique purpose. Does that make sense? So why we are creating soulful intentions rather than ego-based intentions is so that you are more in tune with what you really came here for and what choices to make around that, rather than what your brain thinks is a safe choice. Those are ego choices. And I see this happen all the time, like even in people that teach the law of attraction. It's, in my opinion, a little bit simplified. The word that came to me was perverted, even. Like it can be very spiritual materialist, like where you're just like thinking of, you know, the universe is not like a vending machine, right? Like you can't just think you want something and then the universe will give that to you because the universe is trying to help you live your purpose. So if you're thinking something that's totally not in alignment with your purpose, you might not get it. And you can thank your lucky stars for it. So it's really important that you pay attention to what the universe is showing you. And, you know, if you think, well, I really want to do this and this is my gift, but I haven't had any opportunities, it's just the universe showing you that you need to find a different direction, that you need to try something else, maybe a little riskier, right? I remember when I've always wanted to teach. This is what I love. And when I was living in Pittsburgh, which of course we know is the spiritual mecca of the universe, I love Pittsburgh. This is where I got my start and I was meant to be there. And I freaking love that city and the people in it and the trees. And it's such a great city, but it's not known for its woo-woo. We'll just put it that way. And, but I was there to be like a bridge maker, and it was helping me bridge into the woo as well. So it was awesome. And I had a lot of clients for, you know, relative to the time, right? This is like, you know, I wasn't online yet. And I thought, I'm going to teach a class and I'm going to get all these people show up. And so I sent my email to like, I think I had like 60 people, which I thought was amazingly massive. And I sent this email out and I got no response. And I thought, you know what? Am I supposed to interpret this like I'm not supposed to teach? But I felt so strongly I was supposed to do that. So I went to the local New Age store and asked to teach there. And I also went to the local, oh, I see, hello, Pittsburgher, hello, Yinzer. Someone just commented they're from Pittsburgh. Love that city. So my husband's from there. So how can I not love it, right? So anyway, so I went to the local New Age store and started teaching there. And I also went to the college, the continuing education, and said, hey, do you guys want a class on intuition? And I just like, my world expanded. And so, it wasn't that, oh, it didn't work out, so I should just give up. It's like, you know what? Let me try something else, something that's scary, something that's new. And then it worked out. Does that make sense? And please feel free to comment if there's anything that that's sparking something within you, or that you really want to, that really you recognize, right? Or that you go, I mean, this is why we're here together, right? So there's something else. I was actually in Pittsburgh when the movie The Secret came out. And in that movie, I remember I was there at a screening of it. It was at that New Age bookstore that I was talking about. And I remember there was a screening for it. And of course, as a psychic, I read energy, right? And so I saw people during that movie. It was the weirdest thing. They actually went outside of their hearts. They're like, let's say they were in their body, like fully embodying themselves. During that movie, The Secret, when they were all talking about, oh, what you think, you get what you think, or your thoughts create all that stuff. I saw them going into their heads and just purely being in their head, visualizing things. I almost saw like pictures going around their head, kind of like, how like babies have those things that just are around them. And it was just like these pictures in their head that were totally disconnected from their heart. After that, I went on a mission to help people reconnect with their hearts and have a better understanding of how the law of attraction works. Because you absolutely have to be in tune with your soul in order for it to work. You can't, the universe will send you on the wrong path. And so if you think, your ego doesn't always know what you want. You may think you want something, but your soul has something deeper, better, always. So what we're going to do now we're going to be closing our eyes in a moment, because you have to look in to tune into your soul. And so if you're driving, don't. This is recorded, so you can come back and you can listen to the recording. So please don't do this if you're driving. Please don't do this if you're distracted. This is your sacred time. This is your sacred space. So please be in a place where you can actually have quiet and tune in, okay? This is for you. So what we're going to do in a moment is close our eyes, and I'm going to guide you through a process where you can tune into your heart, which connects you to your higher self, and that you're going to be receiving energy. So during this process, I think it's really helpful for you to first allow yourself to receive impressions, to allow yourself to see what comes to you instead of forcing something, right? Now, if something doesn't come to you right away, it's okay to let yourself imagine. There's a difference between forcing yourself to imagine something and imagine something. Do you know what I mean? Like if you think you want something, you're going to try to visualize it. I'm just saying, allow to see what your imagination comes up with. And I'll probably guide you to ask some questions to yourself. So what we're doing now is we're using your imagination to put you in a state in the future where you're not worried about the obstacles that you have in your real life. So you're letting yourself imagine as if you're not afraid of what people think about you. You're not afraid of, you have enough money to do what you love. So when we're going through this visualization, I ask you to do this as if you're in a future place where it's already happened, where you are already in that place of joy and love and abundance and bliss, where you're beyond even, like, you don't even remember, like, oh, did I ever have that concern? Was I ever caring what people thought about me? Was I ever, so freaked out about money that I didn't take a chance on myself? I want you to transport yourself to a reality and the here and now as if it's already real. Okay? So that's what we're going to do in a moment. So just let yourself do that. And I'm going to guide you to say some things from your heart. Now, mind you, if you're not a visual person, like, let's say I say to you, apple, you could picture an apple, right? So don't force anything, right? Like, you have an imagination, and, like I said, even though I'm asking you not to force anything, imagine something. Like, if you don't know what an apple looks like, imagine what an apple looks like, right? And then if you can't do that at the moment, that's okay. The point is not to force anything, right? Just see what comes to you. It's more important that you keep the focus on your heart, that you keep your focus on your breathing, and you're in an easy process with this. So the other thing is to always stay connected with your heart. Now, you may just have words that come to you, right? Like, or maybe as you're speaking, you can feel something, but you can't picture it yet. It's okay. You are where you are. Don't force anything. Just be easy, and allow yourself to be guided. Okay? Promise. You're just going to let yourself relax and receive. Okay, now it's time to close our eyes. So close your eyes. And have your spine nice and straight. And make sure you're not, like, trying so hard to, like, visualize that you're scrunching up your face or tensing your neck or your head. Just let your mind go. Imagine that your angels are here with you, just taking your thoughts and your worries from your brain. And not that you can't think, but just the worries, like, just let them release you of all of that from your mind, from your energy field. Any concerns or worries, just allow yourself to enjoy this process. Nice and easy, so you can feel joy in your heart. Feel that joy in your heart already. Just think of the energy of joy and allow yourself to experience it. And take some slow, deep, even breaths. Slow down your breathing so that you can feel your breath in your body. That's wonderful. Now, at the soles of your feet, you can actually feel yourself connect to the earth. You can even imagine roots that grow deep into the earth. Wonderful. And let those roots grow deep and wide into the nourishing, moist, rich soil of the earth. And bring your awareness to the base of your spine. And feel your breath in the base of your spine, nourishing your root chakra. And imagine from your root chakra, there's a thick grounding cord that goes deep into the earth. Let yourself be anchored into the earth and supported by the earth. Now you're going to be put in a column of white, sparkling light. This light draws away any lower thought forms, energy, and vibrations, and brings love, warmth, healing, and protection. And with every breath, this beautiful ball of light, we're this column of light. I usually put you in a ball of light. With every breath, this column of light is growing larger and wider, larger and wider. You're in this beautiful, healing, protective column of light. Now imagine there's a pillar of white light in each of the four corners of your room that goes from heaven down to the core of the earth. And your whole room is filled with this beautiful, sparkling white light. Now we're going to call in our guides. Great Spirit, surround us with your love, your light, your peace, your power, and your grace. Help us to be at one with you, and may we feel your presence in our hearts. We invite the Archangels Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, and Uriel to guard and protect the four corners of our spaces and to ensure that we connect only with the highest energies in the love and light of the Creator. We invite all of the archangels, our angels, spirit guides, power animals, ascended masters, and beings of light of only the highest vibration to surround us, protect us, and share your love and wisdom with us. We ask to be clear channels of divine consciousness and love. We ask that you assist us in letting go of our fears toward fulfilling our purpose, living our truth, speaking our truth, being seen and appreciated for who we are, and for living our calling for the highest and best of all. Thank you. Amen. Now keep your eyes closed. And now that you're in this beautiful protected space, in this column of light, visualize about 20 feet above your head, a beautiful ball of light. Which represents your higher self. And allow this higher self to stream their light into you, into your column that's connected to the earth. See, you are connected to your higher self, body, mind, and spirit. And allow yourself to have your higher self guide you, thoughts, action, and deed, every day in every way. Now bring your awareness to your heart chakra. Bring your awareness to your heart. And imagine now that your consciousness is in your heart. So if you feel yourself thinking in your brain, just bring your awareness back into your heart as you breathe light and love into your heart. Breathe into your heart. And open your heart front and back. And as you breathe into your heart and your consciousness is in your heart, you are connected with your higher guidance, your spirit guides, angels, and your higher self who guide you on your journey. Now, as you are connected to your heart, set an intention to have clarity about living your calling, doing what you were born to do, and having the confidence and courage to do so. So that is a very strong intention. So keep your eyes closed, and I'm going to guide you to visualize. So you're going to open up your third eye, bring light there. Imagine that your third eye is opening up. And connect that third eye to your heart. Imagine that there's a beam of light connecting your third eye to your heart. So as you are still connected to your heart, you're going to allow yourself to imagine. Imagine. So you're transported to a future realm where you are already living your calling. It could be the immediate future. And yet you are living your calling. You are doing what you were born to do. Now, as you do that, imagine where you are. What are your physical surroundings? So what are the surroundings you're in as you are in this reality where you're doing what you love, where you're living your purpose? Where are you? What are your surroundings? Look around. Are you by yourself? Are you with others? What are you doing? No, can you hear anything in this environment? What does it sound like? What aromas are there? Are there any fragrances? What do you smell? What does it feel like? Look around and experience this in as much detail as you can with all of your senses. So notice emotionally what it feels like to be in this environment where you are in your calling. You're living the life your soul intended. What does that feel like? Now, you might switch scenes in your mind or not. You might be here still. As you're living your calling, ask yourself to imagine now what you're doing. What are you doing? Just notice the first thing that comes to you. And if nothing's come to you, simply imagine what you imagine yourself to be doing. And let that scenario play out for you for several moments now. And as you do, notice how you feel. Now go inside your heart. Keep visualizing, but make sure you notice how you feel. Don't strain. Let this be an enjoyable process. Now take a breath. And you can remain visualizing or not. Just notice as you remember, as you're feeling into this experience, whether you're visualizing or not, you can say to yourself what you're feeling, what you're experiencing, using the words, I am. And if you're in a place where you can do so, say it out loud. you can say something like, for instance, I am blissful. Talk about how you feel. I'm blissful. I feel at ease. I feel nourished. I feel connected. I can feel how much I'm helping people. I can feel the energy of this other being that I'm connected with. And it feels so beautiful to know that I'm helping them. Whatever that means for you, talk about your experience in your heart using the words I am or I feel. And amp it up a little bit. Amp up that volume all the way. So if you are feeling happy, you can feel blissful, whatever that means. And really feel the joy of knowing that you're helping other beings, other people, plants, animals, whatever that is. Feel that joy in knowing what a difference you are making in the world, what a difference you're making in others' lives. Really feel that. Good. Now take a nice, deep, cleansing breath. Really ground that energy into the earth. And whenever you are ready, you can open up your eyes. So I would love to hear from you in the chat, what you're experiencing, how that may feel different than simply just visualizing what you think you want. The beauty of this is that your body doesn't know the difference between memory, imagination, and reality. So as you're visualizing this and really feeling it, then that becomes your reality. And so when you're in life making choices, you'll have a very strong sense of if you are closer to that reality or if that is something very different than what you felt in that vision. So it's so important to make your decisions based on what you just experienced. What did you see yourself doing? How did it feel? And as you're making choices, boy, does this feel like it's taking me closer to that? Or does it feel like it's taking me further away from that? And you know, it's really, really important for you to understand that you don't need to take the long route to get there. Your life can and will change very, very quickly when you are doing things that are taking you toward your purpose, that you're actually living your purpose. You can feel that joy, that bliss, even throughout the journey. So I'm going to give you an example too of like taking the long way versus like going the straight route. So I always knew I was meant to teach, and I loved doing readings, and I was extraordinarily good at them, and they were popular, but I was exhausted, and it started to feel very draining in the end because I mean, it's my purpose to reach a lot of people. And the readings were feeling like, wow, I take an hour and it's awesome helping one person. But if you know in your heart that you're meant to help thousands and thousands of people, then you know, so I'd always seen that and I'd always known that, but I was very afraid to leave my readings. And then I got very sick, which was the way the universe is like, you need to do this now. And so I learned the skills to bring my message to the online world and to create courses and products and meditations, which is what I've been wanting to do. I'm sharing this now is because I was trying to avoid teaching by doing readings first, okay? So like, let's say you are a massage therapist, right? But your real goal is to do energy healing. A lot of times people will be like, well, I need to just do massage first and build up my practice for 10 years. And then people will be ready for me to share my unique energy healing message. And then by that time, you're already exhausted and like have carpal tunnel, right? Whereas if you have a vision and a knowing that you're meant to do something, just go straight to that. Like, don't get sick like me and have to like, you know, like I should have just gone straight to the teaching longer, like really more quickly, right? I'm so grateful that I found the tools. And once I did put my mind to it and have those tools, my life changed very quickly. And I mean, people thought it was like an overnight success, right? But it was like, I took years getting there. But once I made that commitment and found the mentor and found my group, my life changed extraordinarily quickly because I was doing what I was born to do. So if you are an artist or you are a healer or you have a business idea or whatever it is, or you have a coaching practice or whatever, or you want to have one and you think, oh, well, of course you need to get training, right? But and that was one of the steps to pursue your dreams, right? But don't take like 1,000 side steps getting there. Just go right to it. Like when you were visualizing, that was reality for you. Your body did not know the difference between memory, imagination, and reality. You can create this reality for yourself very quickly as you're making choices to do that. So promise yourself right now that you're going to make your calling your priority, that you're going to do what it takes and not take these side routes to get there. That you're going to believe in yourself, that you're going to commit to yourself, that you're going to invest in yourself, that you're going to find that community, that you're going to find those mentors, that you're going to find whatever it needs to do, that you're going to make that website if you need to, that you're going to do that YouTube channel, even if it scares you, whatever that means for you, take those steps. You have to make this a priority. So use that vision that you had as a guide. Am I taking myself farther away from this or closer to this? You'll feel it. So to wrap up what we talked about, if there is something that you are born to do, please do not avoid it, no matter how much it's scary. Invest in yourself, make those choices to go toward that as opposed to taking the side route. Go right to what you want to do. If you think there's karma holding you back, it's the fear that's the karma, right? And do what you know is inside of you. Now, you need to take a chance on yourself, to believe in yourself, and do whatever that is inside of you. Take steps toward what your calling is, what your purpose is, and find the people and the community and the mentors and the support that you need to bring your calling to life. I love you so much, and I am so honored that I had the opportunity to share this with you today. I love you, and this is going to be recorded, so I can share this with you again. And I love you, and I hope to see you in my inner circle. I love you. Lots of love. Bye for now.